Welcome back to Take Two, a discussion of the times and current events. I'm joined by Adam Matlack and Mike Pomerantz, and our question today is: does the coronavirus pop the market bubble?
I mean, you can feel the air coming out of the balloon. You can feel it. So I think in light of Trump's dependence on the market, it's going to be a live by the sword, die by the sword deal. And the question is like, why isn't he able to make his message of everything's okay, we're going to get through this? Why isn't he able to make that stick? And it seems like almost he should be able to. Look at South Korea, look at Singapore, look at China, if they're to be believed. I mean, maybe they are, because if you take South Korea and Singapore having more success with Corona, then that's kind of like a validating indicator. So maybe China is telling us the truth. So why is the American economy tanking so badly? The answer is that the great Trump economy that we've had, foisted in our ear hole by Fox News for so long is not really a thing. It's a figment of his imagination. And when you carry this much deficit and you do nothing to shrink the gap between rich and poor, what I'm seeing now, my opinion is that this is the chickens coming home to roost, and it gives the sellers and it gives the bears cover because let's face it, it's been 10 years, 11 years. It's time. So we're getting a lot of anxiety about the market. We're getting a lot of anxiety about sickness, but we're also getting the reality that Trump's economy is not nearly as good as he would like us to believe.
For the better part of 10 years, the government has been injecting nonstop money into this market. It has funneled into the stock market slowly but surely, and sometimes not even slowly, ever so directly. The reality here is that this may not be the bubble bursting, but it's absolutely an indicator of the future. All these stocks, I could go down the list. It's embarrassing. Snapchat, Twitter. Literally almost any internet company that doesn't have the revenue in terms of advertisements to guarantee it, outside of Google and any of the hard software companies, they're overvalued. The WeWork IPO was one of those that busted the bubble on them, busted before it ever even got there. And that's a really good indicator. That's scary, really, in so many ways, because it doesn't belong there. It never should have been evaluated the way it was or was going to be. And really what we're seeing is, and I think Mikey referenced it, this is a correction. This is a correction. And we can talk about Corona. We can talk about all these other things. It's bad fundamentals. That's what you're seeing here. That's the reality. And yeah, this is an indication of the future, and hopefully it doesn't get as bad as it could be right now, but it's probably not likely to stop the bleeding anytime soon.
Yeah, for years, smart people have been telling me that the only way out of sort of the fundamental problems, the disparity between rich and poor, the inability to make pension plan payments, Social Security borrowing, is for the economy to undergo some pain. And I think everybody who cares about it is feeling that pain right now. I will take issue with one thing you said, although we are sort of uncharacteristically on the same page. But one thing is, we talk about the valuation of Twitter. I think Twitter is undervalued. I think they have a new board coming in, and it is the most powerful communication platform that's ever existed. It has single-handedly won Trump the presidency, and if someone can take control of it, ride that bunking Bronco, then that thing will be worth a fortune. I don't know if it's going to be as simple as ads, but that's got to be part of the solution. And Twitter is definitely a buy for me right now.
Monetization, monetization, monetization. The reality is that they haven't effectively figured out how to monetize. When Facebook IPO'd, I shorted it. I was one of the few. It worked. And the reason why is because they didn't know how to monetize at the time. Promoted post did not exist. The moment they figured out how promoted posts work, it started to climb and climb and climb, and it turned into a monster that is today. Twitter depends on that system now to even get to where they are in terms of revenue. I agree with you. If they change some core fundamentals, they could get a lot better. They have a lot of latent potential, but latent potential is still unrealized, and that means its market value really should be where it's at now. You can look at other companies down the line, but I understand and even kind of hop onto your, because I love Twitter, but they still not justifying a lot of their takes. As far as the question that goes, there's still no doubt in my mind. We all need to be prepared for what's coming, and we're going to have serious hits to the 401k if they haven't already happened. And literally, stock market where the Dow is down almost 40% in the last 30 days. This is real times. I hope everybody is insulated to some degree with bonds and precious metals and commodities, because it probably is going to get worse before it gets better. So hold in there.
Thank you both for your time. That's all we've got for today. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe and join us for our next installment of Take Two.